universe. Whatever we gather from outside is processed inside us. We cannot gather anything from outside which can make a difference in us if our frequency does not match. So who do we associate with? People with whom our frequency matches. So the fundamental for unification or unity is acceptance. It starts with self-acceptance. If we cannot accept ourselves with all our flaws, pluses and minuses, strengths and weaknesses, we cannot accept the society. Because your society is the reflection of you. Our world is a reflection of what we are inside. When we are goodness, when we are healthy, when we are happy, when we are peaceful, that's exactly how the world is for us. At the same time, when we are angry, when we are upset, when we are insecure, the world outside is exactly reflecting that. World is just a reflector. World is only reflecting our own constitution. If this is understood, then we can understand why there are so many differences and disappointments in the world. The fundamental reason is lack of acceptance of oneself. And today we are living in a world which is influenced by ideologies. Most of the time, please remember that 80% of our life depends on acquired knowledge. Knowledge which we have collected from outside. And that's what we are processing and we are adapting for our reality. 80%. 20% probably we are using logical mind. Logical mind is somewhere we are using our own mind, our own intellect to understand, to make a difference. That is very less. 80% of the people are very happy to just acquire knowledge of somebody and start owning it. And people sell concepts today. But even if it is not connected to your reality, if others are doing it, we may follow it automatically. You can see that, like in the Julius Caesar of Shakespeare, after Mark Antony does his thundering speech, and all the people who listen to it started getting affected or agitated. Mark Antony says, when he stops, he says, "Mischief, you have landed. Take whatever course you will, because then you can't control people." So when you instigate a mob, how the mob will behave, the instigator has no control. They use emotion for it. They use religion for it. Sometimes political people use religion as a weapon to influence minds and to create distraction. So, we are living in a world where people are used as weapons. Minds are used as mines, M-I-N-E-S. It can explode any time. So, it is important to cultivate harmony and peace in the basic levels, means foundation level, or in other words, in school level. How? Start with expressing kindness. Give food. Nobody should be starving. This is the fundamental duty of every society. When people are starving, they can be used as weapons, because hunger is a very powerful emotion. When people do not have the basic things like food, clothing, shelter, they can be very agitated and very dangerous. Even if you are starving, how you will behave, even you would not know. So it is important in the foundation level from schools onwards. All people, all students, all children have food to eat. This is the responsibility of every society. Second aspect, as they do good work, appreciate them, reward them. If somebody does good work in the society, appreciate them, reward them. Reward is a very good tool. It's a reminder that you are doing the right thing. And that way we can change and convert the whole generation across the world to a level where everybody accepts everybody is there for everybody, and everybody supports everybody as per their capacity. We can create that world. So food is a very important thing. We have this Act for Hunger movement in the world. It's actually growing rapidly. We provide food even in the space here we have in Nonoti. It's proven that we have reduced the crime rate, of the petty crime rate has been reduced substantially in our area. So I'm not talking theories here, please remember. I am actually doing this and showing you this is possible. When you are committed, there should be consistency. Preaching won't work. I don't believe in talking more than doing. I prefer to do and let my actions speak. Because that's more powerful than just talking. When you talk, some people may listen, some people may not listen. Even if they listen, they may not understand. Even if they understand, they may not act. So what is better? Don't talk, do it. This is the way we work in the world. In various places, like when I was in Peru, the same thing. Children walk a long way to come to school hoping there's one day meal, and there's nothing. And they have to walk back, they're hungry. And what do they do? They start selling drugs, they start doing things, and they get treated. And then to correct them, it takes a hell lot of time. Not easy. Don't arrive at that position where correction is impossible. Create it from the lowest point. And at this point in time, I'm working on a particular proposal. It's basically a kind of idea which I'm trying to submit to, or I'm preparing it to be ready probably next year, for the sake of a method through which we can actually make a difference in the world, which I would submit to the ministries and through United Nations later. So the point is that we all can do our bit. One other thing, the last point which I would like to say, if there are people listening to you, we should take a responsibility. I believe so. I told this in various forums, especially in the religious interfaith forums. I take a responsibility about those people who are following me. Nobody will harm anybody. None of the people who follow me will harm or hurt anybody. This is my guarantee. If all the religious leaders, spiritual heads take that decision, that none of the people who are following them will attack, harm, hurt people or violate or express violence in the world will be a better place. Because religions have killed many more people, much more people than epidemics in the world. Look at the history, we can see. Religious non-acceptance, intolerance, and also supremacy. The idea that we have to conquer, and we conquer nothing on earth. Please remember, when we are here for some time, that's the only time we have. Once we are dead, what are we taking from here? So we conquer nothing, we capture nothing. These are all illusions. The biggest illusion human beings entertain is of ownership. That I own this. How long? What can you own? No space you can own, no people you can own, no situation you can own. Nothing you can own. You can only experience it and leave it. All that we get from this life are a few experiences. Make it memorable. So if we make this understood and also support the basic needs of the people of our generation, our society, life will be better. There can be difference. And when you are discussing with people, make sure they are not hungry, they are not affected, so that there is a discussion possible. If you are calling a lot of people, they are basically hungry, whatever you say will never reach them. So this is what I would like to talk. We can move forward. Thank you.